expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. Hang murderers. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout le monde haïtien, como ye. God save the Queen.
Welcome once again to Freedom March. It's kind of raining out there, and I don't know what that means, but I'm here notwithstanding. So folks, broadcasting live from the ILTV studios here in Nassau, Bahamas, welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and of course, I'm a member of the local Catholic Church Christian community. My spiritual advisor, praise the Lord, is here with me today. Bradley Roll, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you, former Senator.
Well, when we come back on the 18 minutes break, I'm going to be asking you, what had you so preoccupied yesterday? But don't tell me now. Folks, we can expect tourism to go straight to hell. There's going to be more travel alert warnings because the Negro government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas seems not to realize that as long as murder are increasing, the impact on tourism will continue. And world governments, who knows that tourism is the #1 industry in the Bahamas, will continue to warn their citizens. So I have some prediction that you're about to see that as the cruise ships arrive here in the port of Nassau, many of the tourists will remain on board. You will soon see that Bahama and Paradise Island, they're going to suffer from the fact that this government cannot manage crime. Last night, in the island of New Providence, another Negro male was murdered while sitting in his doorstep. The Prime Minister, he does not think that crime is on the increase. But take it from me, as long as there is one murder taking place, all you got is crime. Because murder is the benchmark. And so we had one last night, and I don't know, what is this government going to do? But meanwhile, I am now pursuing the Attorney General, Carl Bettel. Carl Bettel must be made to resign because he went to the UN and he told a lie. And we know the Bahamian parable. Mama say that a thief is a liar and a liar is a murderer. I don't mean Carl though. I'm only telling you what the proverb is in the Bahamas. Don't thief, because if you thief, you're a liar. And if you're a liar, you're a murderer. We after the Attorney General because he's not a fit and proper person to serve in the Honorable Senate. And we are fighting corruption in high place today. I'm on my way with my letter to the United Nations. I'll read it when we return. This is Freedom March. Rodney Roll. He's here today with me.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker, and of course, I want to welcome everybody. When I was on my way to the studio, it started to spray, you know, and my people them, when it is spraying and or raining, you're like to speed. Please do not speed, slow down. Before I ask my spiritual advisor to say a prayer for us, let me wish a light-skinned Negro lady that I met the other night right here in studio. Her mother is Rose Cartwright. Rose Cartwright is a mango-skinned woman. And I was so excited the other night as I exited the studio and she saw me. And she declared that she was one of the women there. And I turned to her and I said, my God, even mango-skinned woman is one of the woman there. And from her smile, I know that there are thousands of women of all kinds of fruit and delicious fruits variety are some of the women there. Well, Miss Cartwright, I want to extend a happy birthday to your daughter, Shinasa. These children got strange name, but it's spelled capital C-H-I-N-A-S-A, Oten. And today is her birthday. And from the way she looked the other night, she has to be now 19 years old. So Shinasa Houghton, have a happy birthday from the leader of the woman dam. And I want you to be just like your mother. The same way she accepts my leadership, I want you to accept my leadership. My spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is here. Bradley, welcome to Freedom Mass. I miss you yesterday.
Thank you so much, Mr. Monker.
But before you give me an explanation, would you kindly read something?
Yeah, let me just read this.
Because it appears that since the FNM came to power, the devil is a loose.
It's amazing, hey.
It's amazing.
He just became loose since the FNM came to power. All these thousands of years, right? He wasn't loose before then. Mr. Monker, you know, are you saved?
I'm saved by spiritual
I got a
advisor.
question if you're saved. Here we go. Isaiah chapter 53. Very powerful scripture. I'm reading from the English Standard Version, the ESV, the English Standard Version. Here's what it says. Who has believed what he has heard from us? And to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? For he grew up before him like a young plant, and like a root out of dry ground. He had no form or majesty that we should look at him, and no beauty that we should desire him. He was despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrows, and with grief, and as one from whom men hid their faces. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we esteemed him stricken, smitten by God, and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions, and he was crushed for our iniquities. Upon him was the chastisement that brought us peace. And with his wounds we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned every one to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed, and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. Like a lamb that is led to the slaughter, and like a sheep that is before its shearer silent, so he opened not his mouth. By oppression and judgment he was taken away. And as for his generation, who considered that he was cut off out of the land of the living, stricken for the transgression of my people. And they made his grave with the wicked, and with a rich man in his death, although he had done no violence, and there was no deceit in his mouth. Yet it was the will of the Lord to crush him. He has put him to grief. When his soul makes an offering for guilt, he shall see his offspring, he shall prolong his days. The will of the Lord shall prosper his hand. Out of the anguish of his soul he shall see and be satisfied. By his knowledge shall the righteous one, my servant, make many to be accounted righteous, and he shall bear their iniquities. Therefore I will divide him a portion with the many, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he poured out his soul to death, and was numbered with the transgressors. Yet he bore the sin of many, and makes intercessions for the transgressors. Isaiah chapter 53, speaking about the suffering. Great God and Savior Jesus Christ, the man who died on the cross, Mr. Monica, for you and for me, and shed his blood so that we could have a right relationship with God, Mr. Monica. This is powerful.
Indeed, it is powerful, my spiritual
By his stripes we are healed.
advisor.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, folks, you now know that Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Alexander Minnis has arrived in the Bahamas, having returned from Texas. He had a huge delegation that accompanied him. And having arrived in the capital, the Prime Minister has pledged to disclose what it costs them, or what it costs his government, to take that huge Negro delegation to Texas. It was not a bad idea, however, that the Prime Minister met with the governor of Texas. But I couldn't figure out his visit to the American pastor. On social media is a video of the Prime Minister talking with his pastor in a huge, big auditorium.
Yeah, stadium.
And I couldn't figure out what there was going on. I wondered if the pastor was about to lay hands upon Dr. Minnis. I just wondered. I couldn't figure out. And at one point, I wondered if Minnis was talking in tongues. I wasn't sure what was going on, but it was clear to me that Minnis ain't sure what he went to Texas for. You mean to tell me all of Bishop Simeon Hall and them, if he needs spiritual healing, couldn't he have spoken to them? I don't understand what it's all about. I can understand him going to church, but there was nobody in the building. I can understand if he had attended this huge congregation and it was packed to the capacity. I could understand if he had mentioned what kind of tourism. My spiritual advisor, is it called gospel tourism?
I guess you could say that. I mean, because apparently, listen, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan of Joel Osteen, to be honest, right? But
What's the pastor name?
That's Joel Osteen.
Joel Osteen.
Yeah, Osteen.
So
he's one of the most influential preachers in Texas.
Yeah, but Minnis asked the man to hold no Holy Ghost meeting in the Bahamas. See, if you're gone looking for the tourists there, and if you are interested in what I would call gospel tourism, is there other name?
Religious tourism.
Religious? Well, no, I don't want no religious tourism, because if you're talking about religious tourism, it means you got to bring all the religions of the world. And I don't want no unsaved religion in the Bahamas. But my goodness, he went to see Pastor Olson.
Joel Osteen.
Joel Osteen.
Right.
And I hear him speak. One, he did not declare that he was a saved man. He did not speak to the congregation. It was an empty room. What was that all about? But it's the taxpayers' money. And since ministers promise us accountability and transparency, I got the following question for him. Question 1. Who was the delegates? Why did you take C.A. Smith? Why? Tell us. Why did you take Sidney Colley? Tell us. Was Sidney Colley's wife there? Why was she taken? Was the mango-skinned woman, who is the consul general in Miami, what they went there for? I want all that explanation because I'm suspicious. I am suspicious. And then I want ministers to tell me how much the wine costs. I want to know how much that wine costs. I want to know. I'm not opposed to them drinking wine or drinking good champagne, but by grab, I need to see how many jobs they brought to the country. How many contracts did they bring? I want to see. And I want to see the rum bill. Because I ain't send nobody over there to drink rum. Nobody. So I want to know that. And I just thought I will tell them that because the delegates, they're nothing but a bunch of picky teeth Buntobies. They're nothing but a frying pan. All right? Now, in the Nassau Guardian, the PLP, Family Island representative, Percival Forbes, he says that he wants BEC to protect the politician them. I wonder what trip he was on. Come, Percival Forbes, what is this you talking about? Huh? You want this group of weightless politicians not to pay the bill? Hey? The politician job is never to search for things for him. It is his job to search for things for the people, them. I can understand you getting up in the House of Assembly and demanding that BCBPL do not cut off the poor man light. But my God, I can't understand this argument where you are advancing an argument that the politician lights should not cut off. I, as a politician, you know, the night that Branwell McCartney was going to give me my nomination in October of 2011, the PLP cut off the light. I even couldn't find my coat suit because the house was so dark. I had difficulty. But they were only able to cut off the light because I didn't pay the bill. I really couldn't afford to pay the bill. Do you know, I just finished paying the bill? And I can tell you a secret. I'm suspicious that BC robbed me. But I don't argue. I need the light on for Christmas. But I'm suspicious that they robbed me. But I put up no argument. Every other little day, I carry one $10, one $50. I add on and so forth. The politician has to be treated like the ordinary citizen. And it is the duty of the politician to get in the House and advance social, economic, and political arguments for the people, them. I think you're on the wrong track, Percival Soka Forbes. And look how you opened the door for a slick Speaker of the House of Assembly to now push to increase politicians' salary. And we know the Speaker is an extremely wealthy man. Very wealthy man. Right? But every politician, once y'all are elected, I get the impression that y'all think y'all are supposed to suck the treasury dry. I think that Soka is not soaking today. Percival, you're on the wrong track. when you go back to the House of Assembly again, please put the people's agenda and stop telling me what we should do for these no good, weightless politicians. Because nobody waking. And if I had my way, based on the fact that no politician is introducing any bills, not coming with any resolution, got no idea how to reduce crime, and particularly murder, y'all shouldn't get paid. You should cut y'all's salary and cut your lights off. I thought I just had the case with Percival Forbes. What is he talking about with the politician? Who y'all think the politician them is? Y'all ain't better than the masses? Huh? Y'all are not better than the masses. And he who thinks that he is better than the masses, you take away M and you kiss the masses minus M. So I just thought I'll say that. Oh, my spiritual advisor, Soka Forbes, he looked like he ain't saved.
Well, you know, what is interesting, I think some folks may have not looked at the word minister in its original form and meaning. Actually, the word minister means servant, one who serves. So the ministers who are elected to serve in Parliament, they are elected to serve on behalf of the people. So if there's any argument to be advanced, and I have to go with you on this today, that it must be advanced to argue for the rights or for the privilege of the masses, you know.
The people.
Yeah.
What time is it?
It's the people's time.
What time is it?
It's the people's time.
And my God, Percival and the Speaker. Huh? Listen, man. The Honorable Speaker does not need a salary. He's very wealthy.
But he should be paid. No, don't
he's
forget.
Getting paid.
Yes. Yeah, he's
right?
He's a servant. He's serving the people.
He's constantly looking for a way to suck the public treasury. Huh? The Speaker introduced one positive policy in that constituency. I got the people them line off, you know. I got them line off. And they're going to come here, Mr. Speaker, and we're going to have a revival as they confess their mistakes for voting for you because you're ducking and you're dodging and you're wrong. Percival, you're on the wrong track. Turn back. You hear me? Don't let me hear no more of this foolish kind of argument. It's the people's time. Get in the House and call for a reduction in the rates of electricity. My spiritual advisor, you with me?
But look at his argument though. Forbes claims operatives targeting.
Are you with me?
But I'm saying, look at his argument.
Listen, pay your bill.
Look at his argument.
It is bill time. PLP and F and M MPs, pay your bill. Let's cut off my light. And then they rob me to cut it back on. They think I'm stupid, but I can sue. This is Freedom March. I'll be right back after the break.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. Expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios. Well, here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll, whom I missed yesterday, is in studio. Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you, Mr. Monker. Thank you.
What caused you did not show up?
Well, yesterday I had some, personal business to attend to. And I would, put it in a nutshell, I was doing my father's business.
You were doing your father's business?
I was up and about doing the work of the Lord.
Amen, my brother.
Well,
whenever you must do God's work.
Yeah. You must make that special effort to get it done.
This is powerful.
For the harvest is plentiful.
Oh, hallelujah.
But the laborers are few.
Oh, hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Amen. Amen.
Well, folks, this controversy will not go away until Carl Bettel, the Attorney General, is compelled to resign. And I'll show you why. The Attorney General, Carl Bettel, has betrayed the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas in the very strictest sense of the word. He went to the United Nations in Geneva a few days ago and told an international body already hostile to this country's reluctance to accept the concept of rape in marriage, that although the Bahamian people rejected the concept of rape in marriage, first introduced by the FNM a few years ago, the FNM will now move to make the act a crime and will fool the Bahamian people by calling it aggravated spousal sexual assault. This is treason of the highest order. Realizing suddenly a few weeks ago that the Bahamas was scheduled to make a human rights report at the United Nations Human Rights Commission this month, a fake national discussion was contrived from a condemnation made by a visiting UN representative around Christmas time that the Bahamas was not conforming to this world as regard making a law that would label thousands of Bahamian husbands as rapists. Carl Bettel, immediately playing the predetermined role of a disinterested Attorney General, declared that marital rape was not on the government's agenda, but then said that it would be considered. He did not say when, and he has not spoken publicly on the matter since. At that time, the Prime Minister's public position on the matter, perfectly in line with his usual silly cat and mouse tactics, was that it was Christmas time and he was concentrating on assisting the underprivileged. He has said nothing on the matter since. At about the same time, also, Marion Bettel, nay said to be a United Nations representatives of sort on women's affair, made emotional outbursts against those opposed to the notion of marital rape, and a few religious leaders pontificated some ambiguously on the matter. Suddenly, on January 17, Carl Bettel is in Geneva telling a hostile UN agency the bold-faced lie that the Bahamian people have accepted the concept of rape in marriage, and that, therefore, there is now no obstacle to the passage of a law that has the potential to label thousands of Bahamian husbands as rapists. This is treason of the highest order. He lied when he told the hostile UN that the proposed spousal sexual assault law that has the potential to label thousands of young Bahamian husbands as rapists was discussed and accepted by religious leaders and civil society. First of all, it is reported that the president of the Christian Council has denied being involved in discussions on the proposed law. And secondly, civil society is such a wide term that it must include TV and radio talk shows like Freedom March. And it must most definitely include town meetings. But Bethel employed neither one of these when he sought the views of civil society on his putrid proposal that has the potential to label thousands of Bahamian husbands as rapists. Having told a lie in Geneva, having vividly made up a story about marital rape, and misrepresented my spiritual advisor. The devil is in you. I want you to stop it before.
Take your voice down.
I take the cross and lick you in your bald head. Stop it. Okay?
Take your voice down, man. You don't have to shout.
Having told a lie in Geneva, Attorney General Carl Bethel, having violently made up a story about marital rape and misrepresented the Bahamian people before a hostile UN forum about marital rape, Carl Bethel has shown himself unfit to ever again represent this country at any international forum. But the condemnation does not end there. His lie was a betrayal of the Commonwealth, and one who betrays the Commonwealth is a traitor, and a traitor is guilty of treason. It was treachery of the highest order when the Attorney General, Carl Bethel, announced to outside forces already publicly critical of the Bahamas because of our stance against the concept of marital rape, that the FNM will dupe the unwilling but illiterate Bahamian people by simply calling marital rape by another name: aggravated spousal sexual assault. Clearly, Carl Bethel is chronically and terminally ill with arrogance and not of sound political mind, to think that he is so smart that he can outsmart Bahamians with his childish maneuvers. Bethel's stinking arrogance has no place in public life in the Bahamas. He is too arrogant to be a senator of the people. He is too arrogant. This is too much. This man is too arrogant to hold public office. He is too arrogant to be a senator of the people. He is too arrogant to be a minister. He must not be allowed to hold any public office. Corruption at the fundamental level is simply not doing what you are supposed to do for whatever reason. So telling lies and misrepresenting facts are both forms of corruption. And so by this definition, Carl Bethel is the first cabinet minister publicly exposed as being corrupt. He must be fired for his lies and misrepresentations in Geneva. If Minis is going to enforce his no corruption policy and not just wave it at us every now and then, like a silly FNM pom-pom, he must set an example early in the game so that ministers will have the appropriate fear of him and not see him as anything but a paper tiger. Now, Minis' narrow definition of corruption might mean only shady, under-the-table government contracts and various money deals. But there is an old warning that the old people years ago used to give children about telling lies. A liar, mama say, is a thief, and a thief is a murderer. These are some of the talking points that I throw out to the public, because we're going to invite members of the public to discuss the fact that Carl Bethel, who has arrogantly abused his authority as Attorney General because the Prime Minister, for the first time in the history of the modern Bahamas, that we have a Prime Minister who is not trained in the law, who is ignorant of the law, notwithstanding that he has been a lawmaker. Menace lacks the fundamentals of appreciating the law. And Carl has emerged as a strong man with great influence, and he has misrepresented the views of this country, and he must go. And I'm determined to push him out. And so today, we have drafted a letter, a petition to the President of the United Nations with a view to copying it to the Human Rights Commission in Switzerland. I want them to know, don't mind Carl got curly hair. Don't mind Carl got color. Don't mind Carl was trained in London. Don't mind he is English trained. He has gone against an ancient convention of the British. And that is integrity in office, honesty in office, not lying. Carl have all the trappings of the English. He got all the trappings. Let's go over it. It's very important. Just look at him. Carl got curly hair, like the English. Good hair. Manny got good hair. Carl got color. Good color. Just like the English. I saw him in the picture, standing up with them in Geneva. I could not tell the difference between Carl and them. They got curly hair. Carl has curly hair. They got nice color. Carl got nice color. And they're all educated. But Carl has abused his privilege, and he must go. So today, we have drafted a letter to the President of the United Nations, which will be circulated for more citizens who are interested to sign. And it is dated yesterday's day, January 24th, 2016. Where? My spiritual advisor, what has happened to my petition? Well, just bear with me, folks, because the petition has suddenly disappeared. What has happened to my petition, my spiritual advisor?
Well, I wouldn't know that, Mr. Monica.
Well, folks, I found the petition. There it is. And it is addressed like this. I'm a grassroots man. Letter to the United Nations. Dear Mr. President, we, the undersigned, all citizens and residents of the Bahamas, make reference to an address made before you in Geneva on January 17, 2018, by the Honorable Carl Wilshire Bettel, Attorney General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, in which it was stated that the government of the Bahamas had circulated to religious leaders and civil society advocates an amendment to the Sexual Offences Act to provide for a new crime dubbed aggravated spousal sexual abuse. Mr. President, we wish to bring to your attention that Mr. Bettel's statement was not true. As Bahamians heard about this proposed new law for the first time at the very same moment that you heard it, Mr. President, the proposal was not circulated to the religious communities, as the president of the Bahamas Christian Council was reported in the press as saying that the council had received no such draft legislation. Moreover, given that civil society advocates make up a broad and diverse group, we can tell you, Mr. President, that there was absolutely no public circulation of this proposed new law, and consequently no discussion about it in the media or at town hall meetings. Given that your working group is a sub-entity of the United Nations Human Rights Council, we find it ironic that while reporting on the possible denial of rights of segment of the Bahamian population, such as gays and illegal immigrants, Bethel was aggressively subverting the rights of all the Bahamian people by telling you lies about a consensus that has not been reached and by deliberately misrepresenting the sovereign people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Surely, the United Nations Human Rights Council does not condone this travesty of basic rights and good governance, and therefore joins us in condemning this practice in the strongest terms. The United Nations Human Rights Council must act swiftly, therefore, to dispel any suspicion that you have colluded, indeed conspired, with the elected government of the Bahamas against the sovereign citizens of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to force the notion of marital rape down their throats and against their wills, and that you have thus yourselves, along with the government, committed political rape against the Bahamian people. We not only call on the United Nations Human Rights Commission to denounce Attorney General Carl Bettle's action, but we move for an amendment to the rules of your organization, stipulating that reports in future should be widely reviewed by the country prior to its delivery in Geneva, and that to ensure the widest inclusion, the report should contain the diverse views and opinions from across the society. We look forward to your denouncement and amendment. And that is the letter that we are going to circulate and invite other citizens to join me in signing it. Carl Bettle has to be exposed. Don't forget who he is. He's the chief law enforcement officer. If he can go to Geneva and lie to them, what will he do here in our courts? His integrity has been shattered. And that's what the facts are. All right? He should not play games with us, because thousands of young men, I can hardly, I am all. And this law has come as I'm all. But thousands of young men are taking on wives, and they are now all potential rapists because of a weak-kneed, politically dishonest Carl Bettle. Don't mind Carl got curly hair. Don't mind Carl got color. Don't mind Carl went to London. Don't mind his London train. He did not understand the English People Dam Convention. He must go, and he must go swiftly. And Menace has a duty to fire him, because corruption is whenever a man knows what he ought to do, but fail to do that which he knows he ought to do, there is an erosion and corruption of principle. We're petitioning the President of the United Nations. It's a horrible thing. My spiritual advisor, I know you're a man of God. Do you wish to comment?
Well, the only thing I would say, Mr. Mon, because when you look up the word corruption, it says it's dishonest or fraudulent conduct by those in power,
Oh, yeah?
typically involving...
We've had no Attorney General more powerful than Carl, because we have a Prime Minister who is not trained in the law. Pinling, lawyer. Hubert Ingram, lawyer. Perry Christie, lawyer. Menace, he's not a lawyer. And so Carl could hold Menace by his nose and just mislead him through the law.
I think you may be on to something, because I think the Christian Council president, I think his name is Dalton Fernanda.
Dalton Fernanda?
Yeah, he did say that apparently when him and Carl Bell had the conversation, they were supposed to get together and have a discussion on what was being tabled on the 30th of January.
Yes.
And I think the 30th of January is probably next week, Tuesday.
The 30th of January.
Is next week Tuesday.
Goodness may remind me, because I got two first cousins whose birthday, one on the 30th and one on the 31st.
So if that conversation did not happen, and you know the Attorney General goes to Geneva and
mislead us.
Yeah.
Carl, how you could go before them decent people with nice hair just like you, people with nice skin tone,
what does
just
skin
like
in the
him.
hair? What the skin in the hair have to do with anything?
He knows exactly what. Hold on, my spiritual advisor.
Honesty does not see color nor hair.
Listen,
okay? It has something to do with integrity and character.
My brother,
not the physical makeup of the man.
Listen to me, Carl. Physical makeup, right? We didn't send a man, you know.
But why you keep attacking his physical makeup, though? I mean,
he got good physical
that didn't
makeup.
qualify him to become Attorney General.
Listen to me. He has good physical makeup.
Yes, but it had nothing to do with his qualifications.
Listen to me.
He's a very smart man.
We sent him to Geneva because he fit the description.
Okay.
This ain't like how Menace went to the United States, went to Texas, and ain't carry the only Conky Joe member. Menace was wrong. If you're going to America where all them nice white people is, he should have taken Brent Simonet. Or he should have taken the big fat MP in Abaco, James Albright.
No, I'll be honest with you, because Donald Trump is now president of the United States.
My spiritual advisor, stop attacking the commander-in-chief.
Just give me a second. Let me make a point. I'm making the same point you're making.
You have your cell phone on, you know.
Because Donald Trump is now president of the United States, and he is now he made a vow that he's going to make America white again.
Shift the camera on the on the spiritual advisor.
Listen. I think it would have been wise, and you're right, for the Prime Minister to take Brent Simonet with him, to have a white representation of the Bahamas. And he would blend and fit in very good. So I agree with you. Yeah. And then Donald Trump will maybe have a good look at us, favorably, and not send any ill-advised advisory on us.
Stop saying that.
Anything white.
You're being unfair.
Anything white
My
is right in America.
spiritual advisor, stop your racism.
Anything white is right in America.
Stop that. That is not true.
Right? So, yeah, Brent Simonet should have gone. I agree with you.
Not. Menace didn't meet with Trump, you know. Both
Menace, but he's in the United States.
Listen to me. Both Menace and I support the Donald.
Really?
Of course. That's the only thing Menace and I agree on.
Okay.
We had a meeting, you know, just before the American election.
We're going to make America
And we both agree that we both support the Donald. Menace loves the Donald more than me. So, folks, Carl Battle, he's a wanted man. And I demand his resignation. Carl, you don't do that, man. Goodness me, man, what we send you to London for? We send you among all them white people to learn their convention. And when you return, we expected that you would rise above the rat race and show us that you were trained properly by the British. Anyway, we got to put up with all these kind of things, but we are going to send this to the President of the United Nations, and we're going to copy it to Geneva, Switzerland. Geneva, Switzerland.
Who's we?
We and all the sovereign people there.
Don't overstep the government.
Listen.
Be careful.
We are going to Switzerland.
Follow the correct protocols.
Oh, no.
Don't overstep the government.
Oh, no. This government is on the wrong track, and it must turn back. Turn back, Carl, with your curly hair.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. Well, we're going to open up the line early. Bradley, what is the number here?
The number to call Mr. Monk if you want to speak with him here on Freedom March. It's the main line is 323-7775. That's 323-7775. And of course, if you're calling from the Family Islands, the toll-free number is 300-0045. That's toll-free 300-0045. And you can also text Mr. Monker and send your text or WhatsApp messages to 357-7469. That's 357-7469. The main line is 323-7775. 323-7775. The toll-free number is 300-0045. And the text number is 357-7469.
And, of course, my spiritual advisor.
Yeah,
do we have any text?
Yeah,
let's read some text.
Because I think you didn't read text for a couple of days. There we go. Former senator in the Bahamas government. Here we go. Spiritual advisor, stop listening to and watching too much CNN. You sound just like the liberals. What are they talking about, Mr. Monker?
Read text, my spiritual advisor. Read text.
Mr. Monker, the F&M is going to set you crazy. Here's another text. Mr. Monker, why are all these businesses closing down under the F&M? The Royal Bank this week, Luke Medical Center last week, fast food restaurants closed down. We had Bank of the Bahamas lay off. The country's in a mess, Mr. Monker. Are we going to get any worse under the F&M?
Look, there are no new investment. Long Island economically is broken. They ain't catching plenty conch no more. They ain't catching plenty fish, plenty grouper. Tourism is done. What you want bank to do if the economy has been shattered? So the bank is slowly moving away. But if the economy of Long Island was doing well, the Royal Bank of Canada would have remained there. My spiritual advisor, we have our first call. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Are you speaking? Hello, my dear.
How are you, Mr. Monker?
Listen, I'm here struggling against Carl Battle. What's on your mind?
I'm calling about the prison.
The prison?
Parking for the people.
Okay, let me hear. What's going on there?
It's ridiculous. Family members can't pass their car by the prison because they breaking in. They thieving all your items. They probably sitting in the bush watching you. Fast you go in there and you come out, your car break in, your glass gone. They taking your phone, your wallet, whatever they could carry, Mr. Monker. It's ridiculous.
Well, let me ask you a question. Now, when you talk about the prison, are you talking about the Foxhill prison?
Yes, sir. I'm talking about Her Majesty Prison, Foxhill Prison.
Goodness of mercy. Now, what area do you live in?
St. Michael.
Who is your MP? Who is your
Donald.
MP? Who?
Donald.
Donald?
Donald Sanders.
Oh, Don Sanders.
Don
Okay.
Sanders.
Okay.
And that's another thing, Monker. I ain't see him for me win.
Well, Don is very busy, you know. He's still celebrating. But listen, fax him. You heard me?
I know you.
I say, fax him. You know fax?
I hear you.
Fax him, okay?
Yes, sir.
And write Marvin Dames a letter and
I
ask
think
him
so, yeah.
to put overseers out to watch the cars, okay?
Yes, sir.
You do well.
Yeah, but here's the reality with that, Mr. Monker. It's amazing how these thieves and their minds are going constantly. All right. So what happens is they recognize that people have to visit the prisons, right? And for those who can't park their cars on the compound, they then force to park these cars across the way in the prison. Now, the prison rules are you can't carry cell phones, you can't carry wallets, you can't carry anything into the prison when you're visiting a loved one or whoever you go to visit.
Well, you
so
can
the
leave
thieves
it,
now
but you can leave it with the overseer. They sent me to the prison the other day, right?
I want to finish make my point.
Go ahead, my spiritual
So here it
advisor.
is that these guys recognize now that if they can't take these items into the prison, then you have to leave them with someone or leave them in the cars.
Leave them with the overseer.
So now they're using that as an opportunity to break in these cars because they know that the success rate of finding something valuable in the car is almost 100%.
But
so now the police needs to get involved.
What
in
is
this
good
now.
about the robbery near to the prison? If you catch them, you could just jail them.
Push them straight through the wall.
Straight into the prison. We got a phone call.
There's nothing to laugh at, though.
Hello, welcome to Freedom Match. Hello? Speak to me.
Mr. Moncur,
Yes, ma'am.
how are you?
Listen, I'm upset, but what's on your mind? Talk to me, love.
Don't listen to the TV. Turn the TV down.
All right.
Yeah.
Mr. Moncur, listen.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Moncur, I heard you said you love the Donald.
Yeah. I do love Donald's. Yeah.
Anybody who loves the Donald is a racist.
Okay.
Are you a racist?
When you say racist, you mean like if I is race?
No.
What you mean?
You don't like black people?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
That's because you have never met my mom.
I met you before. If you like Donald, you're a racist.
Listen to me. I'm not a racist. Jeez.
Yes, you are.
I want you to listen.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I want you to hear something, eh? Jesus loved the little children, all the children of the world, and by extension, all the people of the world, red and yellow, black
If you'd like
and
to-
white. They're all precious in the Lord's sight. I love the Donald. Please forgive me, but I do love Donald Trump. And I'll tell you a story quickly. On Saturday, I work from Bahama, and I run into a man, a tourist man, with a tourist wife and tourist children. And when he heard, because he had a bad experience, he ran into a Bahamian who told him that they didn't like Donald Trump. I said, a Bahamian told you that? He said, yes. I said, well, I want you to know I am a Bahamian. And I love Donald Trump. And the man was so excited. Man, it's such a big tip. So to all the taxi drivers, you must let the tourists them know that you love Donald Trump. Be sincere. Because that white man, his wife and 2 daughters, when they heard that I love Donald Trump, they give me a good tip. You hear me? And I was sincere. I really love the Donald. And I told them that Donald Trump remind me of a white man who's married in a Negro family with a bunch of Negro children. And every now and then, he slips and say racial things. I said, but I think Donald is a good man. And that white man, when I got to Lyndon Pinley's airport, man, the tip. Now I can't wait to go back in the taxi so I can let all the white people them know that I love the Donald. Do I have a phone call? Hello? Welcome to Freedom March.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Moncur.
Good evening, sir.
How are you?
Listen, what's on your mind? I'm fine.
First time caller.
Welcome to Freedom
you.
March.
Listen, I presume that you have the number for the Chinese ancient shop.
The Chinese ancient shop.
Yeah, that's the one on Shirley Street there.
I'm so sorry. I really don't have it.
You had on your show, but then I tried to get the number, but it was too late.
Yeah. Listen, my spiritual...
But do you know where they're located, right? Do you know where it is?
I think I know. You say somebody close by the theater?
Yeah, after you pass the old Shirley Street Theater, which is now the National Dance thing. It's on the right-hand side. It's a 2-story yellow building on the right-hand side. It's called Ancient Chinese Secret.
Okay?
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you.
Right. And you take good care now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, my brother.
All right.
All right.
Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Are you there? Well, the next call. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello, Mr. Moncur.
Sir.
I'm calling from Greentail Key.
Really?
And the reason I'm calling, I went to the post office today, and there, where the lady worked, there is a bathroom, and I went in the back there to check something for her, and the toilet actually is dropping through the floor.
The toilet is dropping through the floor in
the post office.
Greentail Key?
Yes.
Who's
sir.
the MP?
You can't get a hold of them.
I say, who is your member of parliament?
Mr. Henfield, but it's hard to get a hold of him.
You mean the Minister of Foreign Affairs?
Yes, sir.
Well, listen, we can have to case him out today.
Well, make sure you do, because I don't think we should have a place where tourists go into and the toilets dropping through the floor.
Not only the tourists, y'all who live there, right?
We live there, yeah, but
Yeah.
and we had an incident a couple of days ago. Tourists went in the bathroom and got locked up, and they couldn't get out.
The tourist, was this a tourist man or a tourist woman?
Man,
Goodness of mercy. Was he drunk?
no, he wasn't drunk. We don't have that many people walking the road drunk when they come here.
Okay. Listen, I apologize that the bathroom is not working, and I shall talk to your MP.
And Mr. Moncur, while I have you on, I faxed some papers to you concerning we have some problem down here with the beach.
The beach? What is happening with the beach?
People bulkhead the beach. You can't get across the beach. If you pick up the fax I sent to you, then you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Okay. Listen, fax me again.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay.
And you have a nice day.
You take good care, and you tell the people of Greentail Key that we are going to curse out the Minister of Foreign Affairs. All right? Remind me to curse out the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
No, I'm not.
Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon, Mr. Moncur.
Hello, my love.
Good afternoon, spiritual advisor.
Yes, good afternoon. How you doing?
You all need to listen to Joel Osteen.
Okay.
He is very good.
He's very good.
And he comes on 650
650.
at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
He is very good.
Joel Osteen.
Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen.
Is he a good inspirational speaker or is he a good teacher?
Well, we are going to.
He's a teacher.
We're going to listen to him.
You sure he's a teacher?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I thank you, my
One
love.
more thing.
Okay.
Listen, I was at the Carmichael Clinic today.
Yes.
And they have some changes there, and I think it is very good.
What is the changes?
The changes is they don't take too many people as they used to before.
Okay.
They go with triad. They take like 20 or 15 triad.
Okay.
And if that triad up, they give you appointment. So it don't be crowded and jam up and stuff like that. That is very good.
Well, listen, you know who's the Minister of Health, right?
Yes.
Who's the Minister of Health?
Sands.
You know he's my doctor.
Yes.
And when he used to have me on the table, he used to tell me what his plans were. You know?
Yes, that's very good.
I'm happy to hear it. You keep me up to date. When you see good improvements, you tell me. And when they're doing nonsense, you let me know, okay?
Okay.
You take good care, my love.
Okay, spiritual advisor.
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Okay.
Do I have another call? Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you, Mr. Moncur.
Yes, my love.
Hi to you and spiritual advisor.
Hi to you too.
Okay, dear. Listen, you mentioned taxi driver, and then the gentleman called mentioned bathroom.
Yes.
Now, what you think we should do as taxi drivers working there at that Sandals Resort? You know, there's no place for us to use a restroom.
Really?
No, we have to walk across the street to the Burger King. Or the what's the place name? The sandwich place.
Really?
Yeah, that's Subway.
Yeah.
So how come Sandals don't have any bathroom?
No, sir. And listen, on top of that, the security at the booths.
Yes.
They have to walk somewhere else to
pee? Well,
one of our co-workers went, nearby to the little bushes.
Yeah.
Just to do number one.
Number one.
And someone here took, with the phone.
They took picture of him?
And he was barred from the property.
Okay. Wow. Well, listen.
For doing that, man, we have to
they're
do
going
something.
to either produce bathroom or I'm going to lead a peeing revolution. All right?
Yes, sir.
I just complained to Mr. Ingram on Sunday. I said, Mr. Ingram, Bahama don't have any bathroom for the taxi drivers.
And this is Sandals now.
And Mr. Ingram told me I was wrong. He said, all they got is bathroom for the taxi drivers, and I must go and personally talk to management.
Well, you need to do it for Sandals, too, because you know how Sandals situated.
Well, I want Sandals to know that me and them have the same lawyer. So I'm going to have to talk to my lawyer and have my lawyer talk to them, because we got the same lawyer. I think Wayne Monroe is their lawyer, and he's also my lawyer.
And he's also my lawyer, too.
Okay, well, this is good. We should be able to solve this. I'm certain that if we say to Sandal that we're living in an age where there ought to be a bathroom facility.
Yes, sir.
You know, they will understand. Other than that, Delia will write the note.
What will happen to the taxi? What was bad off there? You think he could go back to work there?
Well, I don't know if they can do the things that they're doing. But don't forget who's in charge of the country now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But listen, tell all the cab drivers not to pee in the bush. And let's see what we can do. Okay?
Yeah, we got to lead a march now. We
Well,
do
you know,
something.
I need to march because I've not been feeling well. And the doctor say I need to do a little exercise.
Okay.
So I need a march. Okay?
Okay.
But you take good care, and let's help to protect tourism. We're going to negotiate with Sandals as opposed to confrontation, okay?
Yes, we got to do something.
You take good care.
You too, Mr. Monica.
And tell all the men, carry with them a 5-gallon jug. Take good care, my love.
Okay, bye, Mr.
Oh,
Monica.
my country, my country, my country.
Text.
My spiritual advisor, before we take this text, Minister Darren Henfield. Listen, do you know what is Grand Turtle Key? It is a wonderful multiracial island. How is it that you could be in Texas telling them decent people to come to the Bahamas to invest on quaint, beautiful Grand Turtle Key? The bathroom ain't working. The Minister of Foreign Affairs should hang his head in shame. And if he can't find anyone in the government to repair the bathroom toilet, he should use some of that big fat money he's being paid as a minister and fix the bathroom. I don't want to hear that Negro man calling here again to tell me but the toilets in Grand Turtle Key isn't working. Because when Hubert Ingram represented Grand Turtle Key, the toilets work perfectly. Papa, where you find this man? How you could put this he would turn out to be your second waitlist candidate. Remember, Papa? You sent one man down there. Wasn't waking. Never lick a straw. And Papa, he turned out to just be waking for love offering. Now, Papa, you got Darren. Darren is supposed to be trained. Papa, you better talk to him. Because other than that, I'm going to have to send a text to the governor of Texas and let them know they can't even fix bathroom in Grand Turtle Key. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor. Darren Hanfield, you hear me? Fix the bathroom in Grand Turtle Key. Because my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was born at Grand Turtle Key. All right? Stop doing nonsense. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monica. We hope you're doing well. Mr. Monica, we're concerned about Ricky Mackey and Hank.
I've just received a coded message. Jeremiah has sent me a code. He wants me to call him. You keep the thing on him. Jeremiah, send me the message on a secure line. But I want you to know that we have run out of minutes. Go ahead.
We're concerned about Ricky Mackey and Hank. Seems as if a lot of firing is being done in Eleuthera, Mr. Monica.
What has happened in Eleuthera?
And we are concerned about it.
What?
They're saying that Ricky Mackey and Hank are doing a lot of firing in Eleuthera.
I would be very disappointed if Ricky is doing that. Now, Hank might be doing it because Ricky is a saved man. Ricky, what's going on? You are the member of parliament. I want you to look out for all the people there. Resist firing. Okay? I don't want to have to come down to Bryland. All right? Go ahead.
Blessings, Mr. Monica.
Blessings.
Why don't you go to Haiti? I think you would love it there. And take all the illegals with you as well. This country is overpopulated with foreigners who are taking our jobs. We need a change in this country. Breathing room. Young people can't find work. Freeport is hurting, Mr. Monica. And we are hurting. Your spiritual advisor. Good day, gentlemen.
Stop. Please do not be unkind to my people, the Haitian people. We are the new Bahamians. There are thousands
of us.
What are you talking about? Just relax, my spiritual advisor.
Come on, man.
There are thousands of us. I want you to love us and hug us. All right? Don't be unkind to us. Please. Because the next person standing next to you may be us. All right? We look just like you. We are your people. I want you to stop insulting the newest set of citizens because they will go nowhere. They will remain in the Bahamas until Jesus returns. I want you to know it, so I want you to stop it. Be kind. They have a right to citizenship. And I want you all who are entitled to citizenship, stop wasting time. I don't want you all to be like Ronnie John Schultz, 35 years old man, and he applied for his citizenship. What the heck he was doing? He's worse than the 40-year-old man in Abaco who made me curse out the immigration. And then all of a sudden, immigration produced the file after they done cursed them out. And they said to me, Monica, where this man been for 40 years? Just applying for citizenship. So I quickly said to him in Haitian Creole, where you been for 40 years? And then he told me, and I told them. And then they said to me, his citizenship is ready now, but he has not passed the final test. And I asked them, what was the final test? They said they asked him, what is the symbol on the $100 bill? And he didn't know it. And since I didn't know the name of that fish in Haitian Creole, I couldn't cheat. All right? I couldn't say poisson because it was not the proper fish. But he finally passed the test and he got his citizenship. I want them to be like the young boy just the other day. He applied for his citizenship immediately, and by March, he had it. All right? Anyway, go ahead.
Smart, we got plenty of text to read.
Read text, okay? My spiritual advisor. We got half an hour more.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Good day, gentlemen. This rape and marriage bill would make young people not want to get married. Also, crime is out of control. What is going on, Mrs. Monica? Young men in this country need help, which means love from other strong men showing them how to conduct themselves.
Of course.
Spiritual advisor, why don't you like Pastor Joel Osteen? Is it because he never talks about getting your soul right at the end time?
Don't get into that aspect.
I have to. Let me respond to this, Mr. Monica. Person asked me a question.
Go ahead.
Okay? I never said I don't like him. No Christian hates another person. I may not like his method of philosophy as it relates to Christianity.
Menace loves him.
You know.
Menace spent a whole empty church with him.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's move on. Mr. Monica, did you hear the Minister of National Security, Marvin Dames, who is also Commissioner of Police, said he supports hanging because it's on the books? Why doesn't he bring it to Parliament? Because the murders are continuing.
No. He doesn't have to bring it to Parliament. What is needed is a referendum moving the impediment that prevents the state from executing murderers. Go ahead.
Let's see here.
You have more text?
Yeah, man, quite a bit. Let me grab this one here. Good afternoon, Mr. Monica. How are you today? Listen, Mr. Monica, there's a solution to the crime, but the government will not act on it. Tell them to hang now.
Oh, yeah. It is hanging. That's it. But this government is impotent. This is Freedom March. My spiritual advisor will read more texts when we return.
Do you have something to say to the senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Monker, only on ILTV. Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. My spiritual advisor is Bradley Roll. Bradley, sac passe.
Nabule, garçon.
Well, folks, there's breaking news taking place coming out of the magistrate court. You would recall that former F&M Senator, the Honorable John Boswick, his first cousin, Edward Barrett Jr. of Grand Bahama, was charged in the magistrate court some time ago as it relates to illegal guns, either bringing them into the country or something to that effect. Well, this afternoon, we are now being told that Magistrate Samuel McKinney convicted John Boswick's first cousin, Edward Barrett Jr., and he was sentenced to 4 years in prison, including a $15,000 fine. It's a very serious development taking place in the country, because you would recall that during the reign of the PLP, the former F&M Senator John Boswick, on his way from Freeport, Grand Bahama to Nassau, security saw something. The next thing we know, John was arrested and flown into Nassau. Many citizens looked at the PLP with a jaundiced eye because they could not understand how it was that John could be arrested in Grand Bahama, and it appeared as if the PLP, in some mysterious manner, brought him to Nassau. And so people kept watching and agitating. And the next thing we know, there was all kind of allegation as to whether or not John was set up. The next thing we know, John was convicted. Praise the Lord, he had good contact. He was able to bring 2 bishops. He was able to bring the Lord Bishop of Nassau and the Bahamas, His Grace, Lige Bird. He was also able to bring another bishop from the southern part of the island, Bishop Simeon Hall. Now, many people were not aware that the Lord Bishop of Nassau was his daddy cousin. His Lordship Lige Bird and the Honorable Henry John Boswick are family. So they call on their family. And meanwhile, many Negroes were not aware that Simeon Hall and Janet Boswick was family. 2 powerful bishops. One controlled the city of Nassau, and the other one was in charge of the southern part of the island. They were also able to bring a former governor general. And when it was all over, John was fortunate not to be sentenced to prison. He was given an alternative. You either pay the $15,000 or you go to jail. But praise the Lord, he comes from a ruling class family, and they were able to find the $15,000, and John didn't go to prison. But his first cousin, Edward Barrett Jr., did not learn anything when he would have realized that cousin John was caught. All right? I always do it, you know. Anytime I see a relative of mine commits a crime, guess what I do? I go into the sanctity of the church and I said, Lord, whatever this is, keep me far from it. And the next thing we know, Edward came in and he was caught. Well, today, he has been sentenced to 4 years and a $15,000 fine. I call on young people to resist the temptation of being in possession of unlawful weapons. Guns are against the law unless you have permission from the Commissioner of Police. Bullets. We ain't supposed to have no bullets. It's against the law unless the Commissioner of Police give you permission. Because there are too many gun-related crimes taking place in our nation. And if the evidence shows that you are guilty, you're going to jail. Suppose they were not sons of influential people. All right? If they were not the children of the ruling class, they could have been lost in the back of Foxhole Prison. I always say to myself, boy, you poor, you from Black Village, the only thing you got is your name. Because I know they'll let me go to jail. Okay? Mama, are you one of the women there? So that is the breaking news taking place today. The first cousin of former Senator, the Honorable John Bostwick, has been convicted for his sets of the guns. Very sad day, but let the word go out that the police is going to lock us up if we are found with guns and we have no lawful permission. You hear me? And the magistrate them is going to throw the book at you. They're lucky. John Bostwick lucky and his first cousin lucky. But those of you who are from the poor sector of the society, stay far from the gun. Either put the gun someplace and tell the police where to find it, or throw it in the middle of the ocean, because they now have the capacity. Some of them patrol a car. When they driving, they got something, and they can tell if guns are nearby. All right? So be careful and act lawful. So my spiritual advisor, this is breaking news. Ezekiel, I thank you for the coded message. Let Jeremiah know that Ezekiel stands on the promised land.
You want to hear the press issue? Or?
Go ahead. Let's hear the press issue, my spiritual advisor.
Okay, here is the press issue. Breaking news coming out of Freeport, Grand Bahama, where the sentencing of Edward Barrett, 48, of Pink Pearl Close, Freeport, has been handed down. Barrett, the popular Freeport businessman and cousin of John Bostwick Jr., has been found guilty in his gun case and sentenced to 4 years. His conviction of a firearm importation was handed down by Magistrate Samuel McKinney this afternoon. The ruling read this sentence. Sentenced to 4 years in prison with a $15,000 fine or face an additional 1 year imprisonment. Charged back in 2016, Barrett was initially charged with 6 counts of firearms possession with intent to supply, 2 counts of possession of ammunition, 3 counts of possession of ammunition with intent to supply, 9 counts of importation of firearms, conspiracy to import firearms, and conspiracy to import ammunition. On the charges of firearm possession with intent to supply, prosecutors alleged that Barrett had a 7.62 rifle, a 9mm rifle, and a .45 Taurus revolver with intent to supply 2 9mm magazines and a 7.62 magazine with intent to supply. He is accused of possession of 16 rounds of .25 ammunition and 4 rounds of .40 ammunition. On the charge of ammunition possession with intent to supply, Barrett is accused of having 60 rounds of .223 ammunition, 68 rounds of 9mm ammunition, and 40 rounds of .762 ammunition. He is also accused of importing the contraband. He was charged just before discovering that his cousin, John Bostwick, was... can't read this. It's gobbled.
Okay. Well,
then
why was it important that when Senator the Honorable John Bostwick was convicted, that his appeal did not go forward? You see, there were many Negroes who could not understand that John Bostwick, having lodged an appeal, the appeal dropped. I'll tell you why. Nobody's going to tell you what I say, and they're going to tell you that I don't know what I'm saying, but I'll tell you why. You see, there was a danger in John Bostwick's appeal, particularly after his first cousin was charged, because on the conviction of his first cousin, the Court of Appeal, recognizing that the first cousin lives in Grand Bahama, and the last time John was found with bullets, he was in Grand Bahama. His first cousin conviction could have been used to give John more time, even though they were not charged jointly. They were not charged as being concerned together. But there is one case somewhere in the Court of Appeal that I stumbled across and became educated. So finally, that is what is taking place.
Some more text.
And we have to learn from that, because all of us could go to prison if we break the law. No matter how old we are, we could go to jail. So if you don't want to go to jail, stay far from unlawful possession of gun and bullets. If you think you need a gun, go make an application to the Commissioner of Police. The weapons that John first cousin had and the amount of bullets that he has, listen, it was sufficient to start a war. I don't know what these young people need all these things from.
You want to do that now?
Do what, my spiritual advisor? I want you to stop covering up.
Nobody's covering up, but you know.
I want you to stop it. We have to speak to the young people.
It's the end of the road now.
It is not the end.
He's gone to serve his time. I mean,
it's not the end.
Why you want to muddy the water?
I'm not muddying the water. The judge has already made his sentence.
Yes, so
right?
Can we get on now?
No, we can't get on yet, my spiritual advisor.
Don't do that.
Goodness of mercy. You don't want me to warn the young people?
Of course, you've done
it. But I'm warning them. Okay. I'm also pointing out what the heck you need all them guns for. Huh? If I woke up one morning and I thought I need a gun, I'd go see the Commissioner of Police. Commish, I need a gun.
Yes, that's the correct thing to do.
Am I allowed one? It's like, after they started burning me down, I said to myself, you know, I should travel with rock and bottle in my pocket. Yeah. And I say strange things to my wife. I say, woman, they got me scared. I'm going to walk with rock and bottle. And she said to me, did you seek permission of the commissioner? And I told her no. She said, well, you think he would give you permission? I said, no, I don't think so. She said, well, you better leave it home. Okay? So get permission, because it is against the law. But it's a serious matter. And John Bostwick family should take full note of this, including all the families in the country. It's nothing to boast about. It's a very serious, serious matter. And we have to tell our people, stop bringing guns into the country.
Absolutely.
Because the Americans are now cooperating with us, and the Americans know if you got illegal gun, and they can tell the Bahamian police. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hi, good afternoon. How you doing, Senator?
Well, I'm not too well because, you know, what's on your mind?
Well, good afternoon, first and foremost, spiritual advisor.
Hey, what's up now, Don? What's going on?
Everything good, sir.
Good.
I just wanted to comment on this very matter of the ruling. Not that per se, but in relation to former Senator John Bostwick, right? Here's the big challenge that I have, and that I'm certain many, countless thousands of Bahamians across this country has. When you look at what happened, for instance, with the two young ladies recently, one in particular, I think she was 19 years of age, right? Who was caught recently trying to,
smuggle cocaine?
Smuggle cocaine into the United States of America, right? You had persons in the court pleading for the young lady, stating that she was trying to gain $1,000,
to pay for
a mere $1,000 to advance her education at University of the Bahamas, right? And they were pleading for the judge to give her a break, right? You had an entire grown man who is not only a grown man, but he's a custodian of the law of the Bahamas, being an attorney. He's also represented in the higher house, the upper house of the Senate, right? But he was caught with ammunition, and he was given a pardon. All he had to pay.
Well, no, he was not given a pardon.
He was given a pardon.
Oh
Senator.
no.
All
15. No.
That's a pardon, sir.
No, he was fined
$15,000.
The young lady is going to jail for over 1 year, almost 2 years. All he had to do was pay a fine, and he walked to the court. See, there is a double standard in this country, and we really need to stop this madness and this mess. It is nonsense. There is one law for the poor.
Now listen,
another law
I'm going to hold you in contempt of court. Hang up on my Negro brother.
Have a good day, Senator.
God save the Queen.
Okay, Antoine.
Do you have more text?
You hold him in contempt. Go for what? What did he say?
I want you to read text. I have another caller. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Mr. Monker.
My love.
I know a poor young man.
Yes.
He charged with a gun and one bullet.
One gun, one bullet. Okay.
And he had get 2 years.
Okay.
If he don't pay the $1,000.
$1,000 or 2 years?
Yes.
He's fortunate, eh?
Very.
I know a Negro man who had what them gun name which is fire in the air. And
flare gun?
Flare gun. And the flare gun wasn't working. And they sent him to jail. Meanwhile, a German on Paradise Island took a real flare gun and fired after an American plane.
Yeah, but...
You hear me?
Yes.
And what you think they did with him?
They lock him up.
A whole American plane with all kind of tourists in it.
Oh.
And they let him walk. So justice sometime
don't work.
It's just us.
That's it.
Yeah.
A poor young man.
Yeah.
2
But
years.
tell the poor young man, leave the gun alone. I'm 61.
That's right.
And I can't shoot gun.
No.
No.
Okay, thank you.
You take good care.
All right.
This is powerful. I think we can come back to this tomorrow. Go ahead, caller.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, is this James?
You mean Dennis Dames or Marvin Dames?
James.
Spell it. Spell it.
James James.
Listen, I'm not Marvin Dames, although some people...
Oh, my cigarette.
You're speaking with the Justice of the Peace, Rodney Monka.
Oh, my God. You're on TV. How you can be talking to me?
Are you one of the women there?
Yes, I am.
Do you accept my leadership?
Yes, I do, honey.
And you're willing to submit to my leadership?
Oh, yes, I do.
I want you to stand with me to save the Bahamian man. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You take good care.
Yeah, you too.
I love you. You love me.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm the woman them sugar.
I know you said that.
Listen, reject gender equality.
Oh, my goodness.
And follow me.
Hey, cut that bill so no one will recognize you, okay?
Okay, sweetie.
Okay, hon.
I love you.
Love you too.
Okay. Lord,
Bye-bye.
I thank you.
Okay.
That I've emerged as the woman them sugar. And I'm going to lead them to freedom.
Honey, yes, baby.
Do you accept me?
Yes, hon.
Well, then I want you
100%.
Oh, Jesus, you're a wonderful woman. Take good care, eh?
Okay, dear.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, sweets.
Okay.
I'm going to lead the woman down.
Too much collect.
How dare you assault the integrity of the woman down? Any more texts?
Yes, good day, Mr. Monka. I want you to send a shout out to Bernice Ash Russell. It's her birthday today. She's one of the women them from all her friends in Freeport. Bernice Ash Russell.
Bernice Ash Russell. I'm so honored that you are one of the woman them. Please have a safe and happy and prosperous birthday.
Good day, Mr. Monica. Would you say a happy birthday to my brother? His name is Mr. Lyndon Davis in Hatchet Bay, Eleuthera.
Lyndon Davis.
Lyndon Davis.
From Hatchet Bay, Eleuthera.
Hatchet Bay.
listen, happy birthday, okay? And I want you to be safe and take good care. And if you drink water. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monka and Spiritual Advisor. Why not have a show with some positive things that the FNM has done or is doing every day? You're talking so much negativity, Mr. Monka.
Look,
you don't want the FNM to succeed, eh?
I want the FNM to succeed. I'm an FNM, you know. Don't mind I'm angry with them. I am an FNM. And I would like for them to succeed. Really. Okay? And if you can tell me anything positive that they're doing, I'll acknowledge it. Let's take, for instance, Dr. Dwayne Sands is doing positive things. But I don't want to identify it. Because some of them are jealous of him. You see? So I try not to. But he's doing good things. Go ahead.
Good day, Mr. Monica. Sometimes you need to give your spiritual advisor a chance to express himself.
But my spiritual advisor, I asked you if you want to speak.
You just hog up all the show, Mr. That's a good Bahamian term. Hog up. You just hog up all the show.
They're trying to divide us, my spiritual advisor. You know, if you wish to talk on any socio, political, or economic issue, the mic is yours.
Mr. Monica, I think your good partner, Mr. Bodie, had a very good show today. God save the Queen.
Bodie is a good man. And listen, he had a wonderful, safe FNM minister. Papa thinks highly of him, and so do I.
Mr. Monica,
Dr. Dwayne Sands. Go ahead.
Mr. Monica, do you think you can pull this off? How about getting the Attorney General on your show?
I would invite Carl to come on the show now, if he is willing to come. But he's going to have to leave the arrogance outside the ILTV studio, because the security will have to confiscate his arrogance. But if he humbles himself and decides that we're going to talk, and he leaves the emotionalism outside, he is welcome. He used to be my lawyer, you know. So I have nothing against him. But he's on the wrong track. He wants to turn thousands of decent married men into rapists. And it will not happen without a good political fight. And I'm taking him to the UN. Okay?
Mr. Monka, have you heard about the termination of the two ladies who were in charge of the airport of North and Central Lutra? It's really poor.
I've not heard.
They were terminated because of their political views.
Really? What are they? PLPs? I asked the PLP to tell the FNM to stop firing PLPs, or we're going to have to march. Okay? Y'all stop it. We're all Bahamians. And you should stop victimizing the PLP. Because in 5 years' time, the PLP is going to return to power.
4 years.
In 4 years' time. You see? I got it wrong. Spiritual advisor, you say in 4 years' time.
22.
Philip Brave Davis, please don't leave the spiritual advisor out, eh? I really want you to give him some juicy contract.
Good afternoon, Senator. Please send a congratulations to our daughter. Her name is Rafaela Thompson for winning the 51st annual Archdiocese Spelling Bee today. She's only in 5th grade, Mr. Monica.
What's her name?
At Xavier's Lower School.
Give me her name again.
Her name is Rafaela Thompson.
Rafaela Thompson.
She won the 51st annual Archdiocese Spelling Bee today.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
Yes, only a 5th grader.
You're
Congratulations.
A 5th grader.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Keep studying.
Absolutely.
And remember, honor your father and your mother so that God will bless you and you will have long, healthy, and prosperous life. But I'm proud of you, eh? You keep up the good work. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
Mr. Monica, we need to talk about the changes that the Royal Bank of Canada is making in the Bahamas. Quite a lot of branches are being consolidated, and Royal Bank seems to be headed out of the Bahamas.
Well, Royal Bank, please don't leave too quickly, because I still owe you all $3,000. And I don't want you all to leave, because I might know who to pay it to. And, you know, I love you all. They bought me a brand new camera, and things was rough. But I can now pay a little something, you know, because I'm working. Don't leave before I pay the balance of the money. How does it sound?
You being honest, Mr. Monica. I thought by now they would have taken you to court, though.
They didn't take me to court. I sent a message to the magistrate that I couldn't make it. and that I was guilty. And I asked the court, yeah.
Yes, that concludes all of our text for today, Mr. Marco.
Well, this is great.
Freedom March is coming to an end anyhow.
Well, breaking news in Grand Bahama, Edward Barrett, the first cousin of former F&M Senator John Boswick, has been sentenced to 4 years and with a $15,000 fine. I think Edward, Mom, and John Mom may be sisters, I think. But they're first cousin. And so we have to say to our young people, you got to constantly talk. We have to talk to all people. Because many of us are hypocrite. We give a good facial public appearance, but private we are nothing but a bunch of pigs in our private life. So we have to constantly talk to not only ourselves, but family members. It's a sad day when people who've had great opportunities allow the devil to lead them into temptation. But Lord, it is my prayer that you will lead us from temptation and deliver us from evil. It's a sad night in the country. Lord, save our young people from the devil. And Lord, please remember me. Save me and the spiritual advisor. My spiritual advisor, I can't even see you on TV with me, but we'll shake hands anywhere.
Until we meet again, man, may God richly bless and guide.
Do well, my
each and every one. Have a great evening.
Take good care.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.